Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Pilotwings, which if you've never played it before, it's basically an aerial sports style game. It's kind of like a Wii Sports, but obviously a hell of a lot earlier than a Wii Sports. I've been after this one back for a long time now on the VC, and it's just one of those things that it's a very hard game that requires a lot of concentration, so it's one of those things that the footage probably isn't going to be very good, because obviously I can't really concentrate all that well at the moment, and it also is the type of thing that I'm warning people off because they probably don't like hard games or anything. At the start though, you can simply press start or go on to the continue the passwords, things like that, you don't have to worry, but pushing start, you start your first lesson off. And to be fair, that's something that's a bit of a problem with the VC version of this, because hitting the reset doesn't actually bring you right back to the start of the game. You have to delete your save data or anything if you want to start right again from the beginning, which is a bit of a shame because there's no password for level 1 obviously, so you can just use the passwords to go back, but other than level 1. But anyway, you get two things at the start. You get the biplane and you get the skydiving, and basically the biplane, the whole point is you have to land it, and I'll try and land it as best I can here, but it's most likely going to end in a burning, flaming crash or something. And the skydiving, you have to go through rings and land again, and there's more games as you advance, and I'll do my best to show as many of them as I can. And then there's also a really cool extra on the game as well, which I'll definitely show that off because it's brilliant. But the whole point of the biplane is, though, you have to basically, as best you can, stick to where the green beacons are and turn them all red, and then you've got to land and make sure that you don't blow up or anything, so you've got to regulate your speed and stuff like that. And that's what I mean by it's a very, it's that type of game where you have to really concentrate to be able to do something, because the slightest mistake can have you dead, and that's it. And if you fail one of the things in a lesson, then unfortunately you have to either start the lesson again or qualify with the remaining points that you can get, which obviously if you fail one and you get no points at all, then qualifying is going to be a lot harder. After you beat one though, then it brings up what you've done, so you've got accuracy, time, angle, beam, for the biplane there, and it's out of 100 points, and for the beam only missed 2, so not too bad considering I was chattering on it myself. But now on to some skydiving, because rather than show the loadings, I'll just cut into the games from now on. But this is skydiving, and the whole point is, as I say, you go through the rings and then you've got to land, so you might be able to see the green rings again, and you might be able to see the flashing yellow at the bottom. I know it's obviously very small picture quality from here, but it's just basically you go through the rings as best you can, and then you have to land, and when we get closer to the landing zone, you'll be able to see that it does differ where you actually land, so there's a moving platform that's worth a lot more points than anything else. And then you've just got other areas with point values and stuff, and obviously it's just a case of where you land, you get that points, so simple. But after skydiving a bit, then obviously you open your parachute up, and then again you've still got to concentrate, because if you rate a descent too great, then you don't really want to see what happens with that one. But it's just basically the whole game is like this basically, so if you enjoy this sort of thing, then it's very fun to do, and there's a lot to do with it because there's a load of different games. But I know straight away there's going to be people now thinking, how the hell did people used to play games like this back in the day? And it really is a shame that a lot of people today will snub at this and say it looks crap, because it truly is a gem. It's just an absolute masterpiece, it really is. So here we go, coming in for the landing, and suck, and got 40. Oh well. So this one here is Rocket Belt. It's the one that you get in the next lesson. It's the first one you unlock after the first two that I've already shown off. And same again, you fly around, you go through the rings, then you land basically once you've done all you can do. So there's pretty much no point in actually showing you any more of this, to be fair, because you've seen landing in the skydiving one and it's done the exact same way. If you land on the moving platform, you get more points. And you can also unlock special games, to be fair, in doing certain things, like landing on the moving platforms and that. You can unlock penguin dive and stuff and Birdman, so they're pretty cool, but I don't think I'm going to be able to show them off, unfortunately, because it's one of those that they do take a lot of work to be able to get. Well, at least I'll be able to show one of them off. This is the bird fly or Birdman. I can never remember which one's which because they both got bird in, but basically you're bouncing around and then again you have to just land on that. So it's a really cool little bonus game, and this is just one of the 3 of them, and they are all really cool games. But it's just, again, the type of thing that they're just there really. I suppose they're not really main events or anything like that, but they are still really nice and cool to have. Well, this one's hang gliding, and the whole point is to basically you have to fly around finding the thermals, which are just basically the jets of steam and that. You have to fly into a thermal, and then it'll tell you to land, and you land. Simple as, really. And then here you have the last two things, to be fair, I need to show both at the same time. You can get nighttime missions, and you can also get a helicopter where you fly around and blow things up. Because the whole point of the game, the thing that you might be thinking, well, why are you doing all this? It's actually flight training to get yourself a pilot's license, and I always felt it a bit cheap that they never then followed Pilotwings up with a proper flight game like this, because this is very Desert Strike-ish and also Xavius-ish, and it's just really good fun, even though this is kind of only like a mini-game type thing, because you only get the 2 helicopter missions in the game. Then it's still the type of thing that I would have loved to have seen an advanced like version of it come out, a proper almost like sequel, because I know obviously you get Pilotwings 64, but if you know what I mean, a proper sequel to the story and that would be really cool. But the whole point is though, you fly around and you fire bombs at the enemies, kill all the enemies, watch out for your fuel in the top right corner, and also make sure that you don't get shot down. Graphically, as you can see, things look really nice when they're close up, but when they're far out it looks terrible, to be fair. But musically, the game sounds fantastic, so I'm just going to shut up for a bit. Well, there we go then. That was a bit of the music, and that was also a nice explosion too. Really isn't anything left to say about the game other than that, please give it a chance. I know there's going to be, as I say, a lot of kids looking at this thinking, Jesus, that looks terrible, but please give it a chance. It really is fantastic. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.